off all these siege tanks now. Those drones really desperately trying to run for their lives. There's Wednesday Night Starcraft.
vVv Gaming. I imagine that he's going to want to pull out one of his best cheese builds.
Yeah, like for me, I would like to see a proxy starport battlecruiser. I've seen that work in Terran versus Terran. I've seen it work here in Zonaga Caverns, and I just want to call it now. It is so off the wall that if I'm wrong, then hey, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I look like a genius, right?
There you go. It's going to take him a little while to get up that battlecruiser, so we'll see what Hanibal would have out at that point. But yeah, pretty strong in the early game, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely strong. As we can see, Hanibal spawning on the top right-hand side of the map as the red Terran player. Meanwhile, RuFF on the bottom left-hand side of the map as the blue Terran. So standard red versus blue. This is not a BattleNet game. This is, in fact, Game 4 of Wednesday Night Starcraft, July 13th, with vV Prime hosting, or vV Gaming hosting Prime. And so far, it's been a great series.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that we're going to have a good game here. Obviously, if it is an interesting build from RuFF, it's either going to be great or fall flat on its face. So we'll see how it's executed here. Both players placing down their initial supply depot. RuFF placing it at his ramp there. So might try to hide some tech as Hanibal placing his supply depot in near that mineral line, and Hanibal might be going for a first or refinery before that barracks once again here. So perhaps we'll see that same Hellion opening.
Yeah, so that Hellion opening only really works against a fast expanding Terran player. So we'll see if RuFF does try to go for a fast expansion. It doesn't look like it so far, but I can't make the call until I see a refinery come into play. If he skips the refinery, it most likely will mean that he is not trying to go for any cheese, or he may just be trying to go for mass marines. But mass marines against a fast gas normally means a reactor Hellions, and that may be a problem as well.
Yeah, so RuFF going for his own gas here, so actually double gas, so might be going for some sort of Banshee play, adding those gas relatively early here. His barracks not yet finished, but he will have enough gas possibly after that barracks finishes to get up the initial factory. And it looks like both players opening semi-similar here, but again, Hanibal just off the one gas, and Hanibal does have the 100 gas, so he's going to be able to immediately get up that factory. Imagine we'll be going for Hellions once again.
Yeah, so it will be Hellions once again. We'll see who's faster at getting up that factory. It looks like Hanibal will be faster, but not too far behind. RuFF should be able to come in right behind him since he is double harvesting gas right now. He just needs a couple more minerals, and he is about, I would say, 15 seconds behind so far, as I believe I was just lagging for just a moment. And now a Marine deciding to hold the ramp choke point, and now an SCV going to take a look around and poke its head inside and seize the reactor.
So he's going to see pretty much the plan here for Hanibal. Obviously, RuFF probably watching that last game on the stream, so maybe expecting this massive amounts of Hellions once again. And we'll see, it looks like he's getting into position, opening up double factory. So RuFF might be trying to out-mech his opponent here. A tech lab coming for RuFF as he is getting just one Marine. He's going to be denying information there on the bottom of the ramp, and neither player's scouting at this point. So pretty interesting, or actually Hanibal not scouting and moving that barracks into position once again. So pretty much the same build coming from Hanibal.
I'm taking a look at this build, and I'm thinking it's double factory Blue Flame Hellions, but that is absolutely strange because this is a build I sometimes play around with, and it would actually be the perfect build to counter Hanibal, because Hanibal's Hellions, if they do not have that Blue Flame tech, if you do not know, Hellions are also light units, so having these Hellions do an additional 10 damage per splash, and Hellions do tend to line up sometimes, could spell certain doom. The barracks is already starting to float across the map, and it will be coming into position, perhaps getting some damage onto that one supply depot. We are going to be having double Hellions as well, so it's going to be 2 Hellions versus 2 Hellions, 2 more Hellions coming down the ramp as well, so it will be 4 Hellions versus 2, but it's really going to come down to when that Blue Flame research completes, how it is going to catch Hanibal off his feet.
Yeah, both players producing 2 Hellions at a time. RuFF is going to have that blue flame. He's also going to have the defender's advantage, being able to move into position here with these Hellions a little bit earlier than Hanibal, as he's got to come across the entire field. The barracks now moving into position, and he's going to start working on the supply depot. So I wonder if the Hellions of RuFF are going to be able to take down these Hellions before they make it up into his base. That supply depot about halfway done, and now the barracks moving into position, getting some scouting. He's going to see the blue flame and all these Hellions, and he might have to pull back with the Hellions of his own. It is 6-6 at this point.
Yeah, it's 6-6 at the point. Now the supply depot has been taken down, but the blue flame research has been completed, and now all of these Hellions desperately realizing that they are completely going to be outgunned and cannot stick around for very much longer. A Marine needs to be trained in order to shoo away this one, as a Viking now needs to be added into the air to try to own this barracks. But these Hellions looking to deal a lot of damage. We are already going into cloaked Banshees. We are getting a Viking trained up by, I believe, a Viking trained up as well as the Hellions, trying to play very, very careful game here. Blue Flame Hellions versus non-Blue Flame, but we can see a lot of Hellions now trying to come into position, and there you go, both sides exchanging blows and taking down a lot of damage, but it looks like Hanibal going to get the upper hand in this exchange.
Yeah, Hanibal, just so many Hellions there, and it's come down to a micro battle. You do not want your Hellions to line up. Hanibal's able to get a good angle there and take down a number of Hellions just with a few shots there. RuFF was not able to get the angle, and now I think RuFF is going to be a little bit behind. He does have the blue flame, but he's not going to be able to get out enough Hellions to take on the Hellions of Hanibal here. And as you mentioned, that Banshee coming out, so an expansion coming for Hanibal as well.
Yeah, we need to see a missile turret. Yeah, engineering bay now being started. So the engineering bay does build rather quickly. Also, missile turrets, one of the fastest detectors to be built, only 25 seconds. And with one Viking in the air as well, that perhaps will help out in the long run. But RuFF going already into Banshees. His Banshees will be significantly later, especially without that cloak, and not going to deal that much damage. There you go. The barracks has landed. RuFF needs to return with that Viking. Otherwise, this Banshee is just going to pay for itself in minerals in just a moment.
Yeah, RuFF does not have any Marines out here to try to take on this Banshee, so he's going to have to rely on that Viking, which is just now returning home, a little bit late there with the message. And now it looks like Hanibal is going to be focusing down the SCV, working on the missile turret. He's also got Cloak in his back pocket as well. There is enough for one scan right now for RuFF. So RuFF in a lot of trouble, 58-38.
Yeah, 58-38. You can see the Banshee cleaning up, and now in comes the Viking. The Viking going to try to clean up this here now. You can see that some damage has been dealt already. There's the scanner sweep. One shot, two shot. Is it going to be enough? Another scanner sweep needs to come into play. I don't see another command center. I thought he was building one, but it turned out to be a starport. Did he cancel his command center?
I am not quite sure. I think Hanibal was getting up the command center. I'm not sure whether RuFF had one as well. The thing about taking on Banshees with Vikings is they just don't do damage as fast as Stim Marines. So a scan and the Banshee might only take a 2 shots, as finally that missile turret and the Vikings able to take down the one Banshee, but a second one working on the front door of RuFF, and again, RuFF in a very difficult position.
But RuFF does have sight up onto that high ground. As long as he plays it safe and moves away from that missile turret, he can get some damage onto those Hellions there, and now perhaps the Hellions are going to be able to just simply line up and ride up there as both sides exchanging blows. A lot of damage is being dealt. The Banshee adding a little bit of an escort, and the Hellions may get taken down here. That's going to be a bit of a problem as the Hellions are forced to chase, as the Hellions are now trying to get some damage onto the mineral line there, and it may be able to get some damage, no, but there is one Banshee nearby trying to take down that starport, and a Thor now coming out, and that Thor is going to be an absolute nightmare for that one. The Thor is going to be an absolute nightmare for the Vikings on the ground as well. The Banshee that's taken down. SCV's coming over to repair, and it looks as though Hanibal will be able to fend off that attack.
Yeah, 33 Harvesters to 17 right now. RuFF just being outclassed by Hanibal. Hanibal on 2 bases, dropping mules. And RuFF, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do here. Just coming out with more and more Hellions, but they're not going to do too much against the Banshee and the Thor and the double Hellions coming out for Hanibal.
Yeah, we do have 4 Hellions now making their way out, but the Blue Flame research now nearly completed for Hanibal as well. You can see some Hellions getting taken down. If those Hellions try to run away through that engineering bay, they're going to just be stopped in their tracks. The Hellion able to just barely pull away, but then ran back into the flames once more. We are now 12 minutes and 15 seconds into this game, and both sides with very, very small armies. Only a total of about 2,000 resources versus 550. And with no additional command center coming in from RuFF, I can't see how RuFF is going to be transitioning into the mid game at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of follow-up he has here. He got out those Blue Flame Hellions. He lost the Hellion Wars. He got out a few Vikings. He landed those and lost those. And now it's just a very far behind, 77 to 44. And Hannibal on 2 bases. He's got good missile turret protection, so he's not going to be taking too much damage from Banshees. And I think at this point, RuFF is going to be going down as the Thor making its way across the field here with the Banshee.
Yeah, 2 Thors and 1 Banshee making their way out. It looks as though the supply depot will get taken down. These Hellions are going to try to put some pressure in, but they're not going to be able to really deal that much damage. A scanner sweep revealing the Banshees, and the Hellions once again engaging, but Hannibal just cleaning and outclassing with more and more Hellions. 8 Hellions cleaning up the battle. Another Thor on the low ground, and there's the GG by RuFF. Hannibal able to make it 2-all.
So both Terrans down for vVv Gaming, and vVv has Time and Titan left, and Prime Clan has Hannibal and Marine King, so it's going to be 2 against 2, and Time and Titan have their work cut out for him, as Hannibal's looked very strong, playing the same build in both TVTs here.
Yeah, so we'll see what Hannibal has in store. He's not going to be able to use that same Hellion opening against a Terran. And we'll see if vVv Gaming... I know at this point, for the first time, I think people are going to be cheering for vVv Gaming because they want to see Marine King Prime play. But we'll see whether or not Titan... Oh, is it Titan and Time can knock Hannibal off and at least force the ace to come out of hiding here on Game 5.